I get it. You're staring at a shelf of trail cameras and wondering if any of them will actually give you the footage you need without turning your budget into a black hole. You don't want to spend a weekend setting up a unit only to end up with a blurry, silent video that looks like it was filmed in a tunnel. And you're not just buying a gadget, you're investing in a tool that could help you monitor wildlife, protect a construction site, or keep an eye on a remote cabin. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I started digging into the cellular trail camera space, the first thing that kept popping up was how many models promise live streaming but then fumble when the signal drops or the battery dies after a day. The Spartan GoLive2 1080p cellular trail camera bundle tries to tackle those exact pain points. It's built around a 96-degree wide-angle lens that can spot motion up to 80 feet away, and it streams video at 30 frames per second in full HD with sound. Those numbers sound impressive on paper, but the real test is how they hold up when you actually mount the thing on a pine tree in the middle of a deer corridor or strap it to a fence line overlooking a construction lot. Let's start with ease of use because that's the first hurdle for anyone who's not a tech wizard. The GoLive2 comes pre-configured with a simple quick deploy mode. You power it on, snap on the protective housing, and you're ready to press the motion detect button. The menu system is essentially a single-tap interface. A small LCD on the front shows a live preview, and the two side buttons let you toggle between live streaming, playback, and settings. There's no deep-sea diving into submenus to change resolution or frame rate. The unit defaults to the optimal 1080p/30 fps combo. For a beginner who's never set up a trail camera, that friction-free start can be a lifesaver. If you're a seasoned wildlife photographer used to tweaking exposure curves, you might find the limited menu a bit restrictive, but the trade-off is a faster setup and fewer chances to misconfigure something critical. Autofocus on trail cameras is a mixed bag, and the GoLive2 leans on a fixed focus design rather than a motorized system. That means you get consistent focus at the sweet spot. The lens is calibrated for roughly 10 to 30 feet. In practical terms, if you're aiming to capture animals that pass close to the camera, you'll get sharp, detailed frames. If you try to film something farther away, you'll notice a softening of the image, especially in the corners of the wide-angle view. It's not a deal-breaker if your use case involves a defined trail or a fence line where subjects are expected to come within that range, but it's worth noting if you need a camera that can handle varied distances without manual refocusing. Low-light behavior is where many trail cameras stumble. The GoLive2 packs a built-in infrared illuminator that kicks in automatically when ambient light dips below a certain threshold. In my testing, the IR glow was strong enough to capture clear silhouettes of deer at dusk, but the color fidelity drops once you go past the 10-foot mark. The video stays at 1080p, but you start to see a grainier texture that can make species identification harder. If you're hunting for nighttime footage of small mammals, you may want to supplement the unit with external lighting or accept that the best results will come during twilight rather than deep night. Battery confidence is a major selling point for this bundle. Spartan equipped the GoLive2 with a 5,300 mAh lithium-ion cell that's advertised to last several weeks of continuous motion detection, and it also supports external power sources via a standard 12V input. In practice, the battery life held up nicely during a 2-week field trial where the camera was set to record only when motion was detected. The real kicker is the built-in GPS with tamper-resistant features. You can locate the unit on a map and get alerts if someone tries to move it. For anyone deploying cameras in a large property or a remote site where theft is a concern, that peace of mind is priceless. On the flip side, the large internal battery makes the unit a bit heavier than the ultra-lightweight models you might find for small game scouting, so you'll need a sturdier mounting solution if you're hanging it on a thin branch. Now, let's talk about the cellular component. The GoLive2 uses a 4G LTE modem to push live video to the Spartan cloud, which you can then view on a smartphone app. The connection is generally stable in areas with decent carrier coverage, delivering a lag of about 2 seconds between motion detection and the live feed appearing on your phone. That delay is acceptable for most monitoring scenarios, but if you need real-time alerts for security purposes, say, a breach on a construction site. You might want to pair the camera with a dedicated cellular hotspot that offers higher bandwidth. The app itself is straightforward. You get a thumbnail,